Hello and welcome back to the Encore Club podcast. So today we have another guest episode for you, and we are joined by none other than Aryy. Now, Aryy is an incredible musician, and she is my hero when it comes to the exploration of new instruments or instruments that are maybe just a little bit wacky and fun, but also she has the sweetest voice when it comes to her singing and everything. So, and we have a little taster of that in the episode. So please, show Aryy some love. Go and follow her. You can find her on YouTube, on Instagram. She is Brazilian but lives in LA, and she's killing it at the moment. She's doing such an amazing job, and this was a really fun one for us. So thank you very much and enjoy. So welcome to the Encore Club podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Josh.
And as we do every week, we are joined by a guest to deep dive into their dream concert. And this week, obviously, is no different. And we've got a really special guest with us today. So we have Aryy joining us. Aryy, welcome.
Hi, I'm Aryy.
Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, obviously we I was just telling you that we've had a good kind of listen to your. Well, actually, we listened to your Spotify because we also saw a little collab that you've recently done. But we'll go into that soon. But yeah, we're also looking at all the amazing instruments that you get to play about with on YouTube. So for anyone who doesn't know, Aryy is a musician, singer-songwriter. I would say that you're a musical influencer as well, based on everything that you do online. She has quite a large audience, which is amazing. Like, well done, first of all. That's really great. Over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is huge. And you're actually originally from Brazil, but live in LA. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Fala português?
Você fala português?
Pouco. I only speak a little bit.
Meu Deus, amei.
Straight over my head. I only know a little bit.
Love it.
What did he say?
I said, "Do you speak Portuguese?"
Oh,
but like in
bro.
like a slangy way. Is that right? I don't know. I just said speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to live in Portugal for 2 years when I was
Wow.
younger.
That's awesome. It always catches me by surprise when somebody speaks Portuguese because I feel like it's such a random language. You only speak that at a handful of countries. So
You've done your research. I'm impressed with
I've
that.
definitely done my research here. Don't worry.
Good man.
nice.
You started your kind of content off by doing it almost half and half, didn't you? Or almost all Portuguese. Or at least I noticed there was a bit of a change in terms of your output.
Yeah, like cause I started posting YouTube videos like in 2009. So it's been a long time, since then, but I've always written music in English. So even though like I would sometimes just like introduce myself and the song in Portuguese, I always was singing like English songs or even just like Portuguese as well. But I used to present things in Portuguese more on social media. But then when I moved to the US almost 7 years ago, that's when I started to make the shift. Because in the beginning, I was doing it all in Portuguese. And then I just realized like none of my new friends, none of like anyone here that I met, that I wasn't gonna be able to grow or connect like really with anyone from here or like the rest of the world if I spoke in Portuguese. But in English, like, you can still reach everyone. So
And
that's when I kind of make the shift.
did the engagement change?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It got a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Like, how Brazilians are crazy. And I mean that in the best way possible, right? Like, even if you look at like Bruno Mars when he goes to Brazil, or any artist that really connect with the Brazilian audience, Brazilians are super supportive. They're super supportive of gringos, but they're not as supportive of Brazilians when Brazilians are trying to make it out of there. Like I still have a ton of like amazing Brazilian fans who support me, but I know it's harder to just connect and continue getting the support when I'm speaking in English, which for a while it drove me mad a little bit because I started just like always adding captions, right? I would make videos in Portuguese, put English captions, but like, no offense, English speakers are very lazy. You guys don't like to watch things that are in the different language with subtitles. Like,
It's hard for us to keep up if we're having to read as well as.
I know. But like in Brazil, we're so used to it, right? We're used to watching things with subtitles. I feel like in the rest of the world we are. So then I made the switch to like English with Portuguese subtitles, but then Brazilians are like, "Oh, she abandoned us." And I'm like, "I didn't. I spent like 4 hours putting subtitles in this video just for you." Like, that's the opposite of abandoning you. But like ultimately it just felt too lonely for me living in one country and only speaking a different language. So I was like, okay, like for my own mental health, I have to make the switch, and whoever likes me and wants to support me will. That's about it.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm thankful you did because it definitely made it a little bit easier for us. So thank you.
You're fluent, aren't you?
Yeah, fluent. Yeah, I can swear at you in Portuguese. That's about it.
Don't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that.
It's the first things I teach anyone, to be honest. Like
Exactly. Yeah, for us too.
useful stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Glad you did.
And did you move to LA to further the music career, or was it what was the reason for the move?
Yeah, so first I moved to New York. I mean, my dad lived in the US many, many years ago when I was a kid. He was like the original immigrant in the family, and he was able to get documents and pass it over to us. So when I finished like college and all of that, I had a green card. I got my green card while I was in college. So it was kind of like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like how difficult it is to be able, I imagine you hear how difficult it is to be able to just immigrate legally to the US. And since I had that choice, like that opportunity, I didn't want to pass it up. Plus, I already wrote music in English anyways. So I knew that for me to be able to do what I wanted and grow in what I wanted, I needed to be in an English speaking country. And I had the documents to come to the US. So it all just kind of worked out. And so I have a little brother in New York. So when I was moving from Brazil to the US, it was just easier to go there. Um, and I ended up living in New York for a year. And then after that, I like LA was my American dream of sorts. Like the whole music industry is here, and it just felt like the appropriate time to move. And so I ended up moving to LA like almost 6 years ago to like further in the music industry and all of that.
Amazing.
Nice.
How are you finding it? Are you liking LA?
I hate LA. Like I miss New York so bad.
I was going to say, what do you prefer?
That's fair.
I much preferred LA.
I've heard this though about LA versus kind of New York or other, mainly New York to be fair.
The weather's nice,
Yeah,
That'll do.
that's true.
but you need to drive 40 minutes to an hour and a half to get anywhere. So,
Is there a lot of traffic?
a lot of traffic, and I don't like driving. I just got my US license like 6 months ago. I just bought my first car like in August or something, but I still don't drive in the freeway. But it's just like I just feel like it's just not really for me. I'm a pedestrian. I like public transportation. I like being able to just walk in the street and see life and see people. But like everything has its ups and downs. Like I really missed seeing the sky in New York, and I missed nature in general and just like silence. And I have that in LA. Like I have more space. I look out the window and I see blue and the weather's nice. So you
Are
know,
we talking New York City or out in New York, kind of the
Oh,
more
no, yeah, I lived in Brooklyn. So I lived in like Bushwick and I worked in a restaurant in Times Square. So I was very much in New York City.
nice, nice. Okay, this is I don't know about you, Josh. I've been to Florida maybe twice, and that's it. My cousin lives in Florida.
Oh, nice.
I haven't ventured to New York or LA, unfortunately. I really want to go to both and maybe just explore a little bit more. But
I loved LA,
yeah,
but I guess you're as a tourist on a 2 week holiday, you know,
Yeah.
with
I
quite
less
loved
large.
coming
scenery.
here as a tourist. It was like, yeah.
But I haven't done New York.
Maybe that's a trip for me and you in
Yeah,
the future.
but I'm definitely all for the weather. So I think New York can be bloody freezing in the winter, right? Snow and
Yes,
it's
I
colder than
assume so.
here.
It is very cold in the winter, but honestly, the summer is more miserable because it's humid and hot. And I don't know. I That's what's nice about LA too. I don't like humid heat, and at least here it's dry. So like in New York in the summer, sometimes I felt like I was like drowning at like 9 p.m. walking down the street because even though it was so late, like it was so humid and so hot, I just felt like I was in a wet sauna of sorts.
Yeah, I feel that. I
It,
went to Mexico and near Cancun, and when I went, it was I think 80% humidity, and it was just
that's killer,
unbearable.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I don't really like sweating. So yeah.
I don't think anyone loves it.
I'm not a big fan of just walking outside and suddenly being kind of drenched and my
No.
shirt sticking to me all the time and
Yeah.
oh
Oh my God, it drives me nuts. My mom loves it. My mom sometimes it's like 40 degrees like Celsius, and she's like, "Thank God." And I'm just like, or she calls me and I'm like, "Mom, it's like 43. It got to 45 last summer here." And my mom was like, "Oh, that's amazing." I'm like, I'm about to like die if I walk out into the street. That's not amazing. It's horrible.
It was like that in Vegas as well. And they have the things in the street that spray you with the mist.
Oh my God, yeah. No, Vegas is miserable for me too. I was there last summer. I had to cross the street to go to a pharmacy and I wanted to like die after.
It's a lot, isn't it? It is a lot. And so, are you stuck in LA now? Are you going to be here for a while, or can you see yourself anywhere else?
I'm not sure. Like, I don't see myself in LA forever, but right now it's like where all of the opportunities are really. Like, I feel like it's either LA or New York, and maybe Nashville, but still, like, there's music opportunities there, but like the influencer music opportunities are not really there. I feel like they're all here. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities I've only had because I live here.
sure
That says it all, doesn't it?
it does it does you obviously started the YouTube channel in 2007, but you were saying that you kind of first started posting in 2009, is that right?
Yeah.
And it's obviously grown quite significantly in that time, but when you started it, did you ever kind of dream of it ever getting to this position? Did you think it was something that was attainable to break the million subscriber mark?
See, what's the hard part about that is that if you remember 2009, influencers didn't exist, right? Content creator wasn't a profession. So it wasn't like really a possibility
Sure.
in my brain to live doing that. And my parents, they're very supportive now of like, my choices and music and whatever. But back in when I was younger and back in the day, they wanted me to do anything but music. So it was like, you're allowed to make music uh as a side thing, as long as you have a proper career and like financial stability and like all of that. Because my dad was a guitarist in a touring band when I was a kid, and he was broke, which leads to him leaving the family, immigrating to the US, and having to be away from us just so that we can survive. So I understand their trauma and their fear in it, but for me, I kind of grew up uh, um, a little traumatized with that. Like I didn't really have a choice. And it took a while for me to break away from it and realize that it was a possibility. So when I started my channel, that didn't even exist. That possibility didn't even exist. And then when I was in the middle of my college, I sent a video for like The Voice, an audition, and I got to sing on the blind auditions. Like I was selected to sing on TV. And then after that, that was like in 20 like 13 or something. And that's when I realized it was a possibility. Cuz I was like I liked to sing or whatever, but like I don't know if I could make it. And then like just from sending a video, competing like right with the whole country just to sing, even though nobody picked me and like turned their chairs or whatever, I felt like I made it just for being selected to sing on TV. So after that, that's when I like started taking it more seriously.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like, good on you, because when you've got your parents and your family saying, this has got to be a side thing, you've obviously broken through that barrier, and you've done so well to get where you are now.
Yeah, thank you.
Because that was
Yeah,
kind of
well
like
done.
my family. My dad was a drummer in a punk band, but my mum was very like serious, and you have to go to college and go to university. And I was too in my head with that, and I
Yeah.
kind of took that on board.
Yeah, and it's hard, right? It's hard to break away from that when we're young and uh, we just don't really understand like that there's a possibility. Like sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I wonder where I could be now if I had taken this seriously from when I was 17, if I didn't go to college and I wouldn't have wasted so much time.
But people would be desperate to be where you are now.
100%.
Starting YouTube and getting traction, views, and subscribers, and hitting the watch time and things like that. It can be so tedious, and I think a lot of people give up, fairly early into that journey
Yeah.
Yeah.
when it's not building. So, what stage did you realize this is getting some traction, and it's going in the right direction?
Um, to be honest, it took me 10 years to get my first viral video.
Okay. And what video was that?
It was in Portuguese. In Brazil, it was very popular to do music responses to songs. And do you know Brazilian funk at all?
I mean, we know of Brazilian and of funk, but maybe not.
So Brazilian funk is very different than just funk music that you know outside of Brazil. It's like it's like favela culture. I love it honestly. It's like the choo cha cha choo cha choo cha cha. But what happens is a lot of funk songs they're like over sexualized, and a lot of them can be just a little like sexist and just like I don't know. So it became very popular to make music responses to that. But there was one particular one that I loved, and it was like a Harry Potter funk. It's my favorite like funk artist, MC Maha, and he makes otaku funk. So it's like some funny, like way overly sexual, um, the otaku funk music, and and I made a response to that, kind of just like the girl's vision of that, kind of making fun of the guy as if the guy who was singing is just like I don't know. I can't even translate it because it's so like niche culturally, and that video just went super viral. And after that, like, but that was 10 years. But because I already had fucking oh sorry, I don't know if I can swear
You can
here.
swear. It's fine. Yeah.
Like I had like 500 videos on my channel or something. After that video went viral, then all other videos started getting traction because of that.
Just quickly, I think we watched that one a minute ago.
Yeah.
Has it got 32 million views at the moment? Is that right?
32?
I think so.
I didn't know I had a video with that many views. I'm not sure.
Have I just made that up
If you've made
completely?
that
If
up,
I've
I'm
made that up,
gonna
I am
that's
sorry.
savage.
It might be.
I'm like trying to see. Oh no, it's like 8.7 million. Yeah.
Still, that is
I
unreal.
swear we saw one with 32 million. Is it titled Reposters or something like that? As the
Yeah, like his poster funky the Harry Potter.
I don't know where I saw
You're a
it.
wizard, Aryy.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's surprise to me if I have a video with that many views on YouTube, but
But taking nothing away from 8 million, if it is
No,
8
I mean
million,
that's huge still.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, huge.
Yeah, to me that was nuts. So like from that on, that was like the first time, but it took 10 years of being consistent and posting videos for no one to watch, right? Like I posted so many videos that we get like not even 1,000 views. It took a long time.
But that is hard, isn't it? And
We've been there.
yeah, we've been there for sure.
Yeah.
It says a lot about your character because you have to put, and people do say that, my son, young son, he watches some things on YouTube and he watches some of these. Is it Ben Aslar? Have you seen him? He like builds
Yeah.
a secret 7-Eleven in his basement and things like really random stuff. But like they say, you have to persevere, just upload and keep releasing content. But I found that so difficult. You put something up and it gets 2 views. You're like, right, I'm never doing this again.
It's hard because it's a lot of work. Like you put a lot of work into it, and it's hard, especially because if you're not getting enough views, you're having to work so many jobs and like do so many other things, and it's hard to do it on your time off.
Yeah,
That's so true.
yeah. We started a kids like nursery rhyme channel a few years back, and I think our biggest videos just I don't know if you saw this. It's only just reached 1.5 million views, which is huge for us, obviously.
No, that's huge in general. Like 1 million views is a lot. It's like 1 million. That's crazy.
Which is we're so happy with. But then we have got like 42 other videos that have maybe got. Well, no, I say this. We've got some ones that are creeping up there,
Yeah,
but we've had to drop it because obviously made for kids content just doesn't because
the
of
revenue's not there.
there's
is
no
it?
revenue for it, and we're paying animators and things like that to do the animation behind it, and it's a little bit difficult.
But it's sad that we've dropped that because the one that's 1.5 million, which
Yeah.
again is big for us. It's like this emo, like heavy, twinkle twinkle little. Like, and kids should be learning that sort of music.
It is great. I mean, I did steal some like Blink 182 bits when I was writing it, and just
I
kind of
gotta
like
watch that, honestly. Can you email
will
me
send
that
I'll
it to you.
send
later?
it to you.
You'll
Yeah.
hate it.
No, she'll love it. We both do all the voices and everything as well. So any singing or I'm gonna say this loosely, acting
This is like the face
on the
reveal.
channel, and you can see like later on we decided to try and like go with puppets to try and like just because we couldn't afford to keep paying an animator, so we're like, okay, we're gonna have to do everything in house. Let's go with puppets, and that was a bit of a
That's fun though. Like you gotta do what it takes.
got to try things,
I think our problem is we're quite like ADHD as well, and how many new projects, we come up with a new thing all the time.
We've got a new band on the go.
So persevering on YouTube, like for 10 years, that is unreal.
You've done well.
It's hard. Like it's still hard. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm sure you know this too because of even your channel, right? It all comes in waves. So sometimes like you get a break there in a video and you think this is it, and then it all tanks again. And then like a while later it goes. So for me, like I've had so many ups and downs that I've learned to just take the good with the bad and just be like, okay, when it's going up, let's try to make the most out of it. When it's going bad, just like stay hopeful that it can and will go up again if you just continue.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
We can learn a lot from you.
We could. We're gonna stay in touch after this.
You can manage us.
Yeah. It's that like nobody cares about you until everybody does. It's that.
That's it. But you can really get lost in YouTube, can't you? And it is so, we
It's huge as well. There's so many people like being creators from the UK. Like you get lost sometimes in the ecosystem of UK creators, and so it's really nice to be able to kind of expand out and look for new creators that we can have contact with and talk to and stuff. So
from the tools you get in YouTube Studio, is there a specific country that follows you the most or engages the most?
Well, Brazil used to be like the biggest there. Lately, it's like it has been a little more US over Brazil. But then, like, India has always been a big one for me. Philippines has always been a big one for me. It's because lately I've been doing more shorts than like full horizontal videos, just because of exactly like it's so much work. And then I'm doing this, and then like people are not seeing it. So maybe I just need to pivot a little bit. So, but I've been feeling inspired again to do some different stuff just because I got some new instruments that I want to make full videos with.
We want to see this Omnichord. Is it on Omnichord?
Yeah, I'm obsessed. Like I can't. I go to sleep. I'm playing Omnichord in my head.
Have you got it in the house with you there? Flat house, I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah. We may have to ask you in a little bit to maybe just play something small,
I
very
can
small.
try. I don't know how good well the mic is gonna capture it, but I can definitely try.
We'll do what we
Is
can with it.
this the? I thought it was a computer, but is it the? Is it the lava
Oh
guitars and stuff?
no, this is a different one. So the lava, I have like the lava genie, which is like a stringless guitar, which is sort of like a synth, right? You can play guitar, you can play piano. They have over like 500 presets, so you can play a bunch of different sounds. The Omnichord is right here, actually, right?
Yeah, show us.
The Omnichord is a Japanese instrument. It's by Suzuki, and they used to do this. I think it started in the 80s, and then they just re-released it last year.
It looks quite 80s.
It does.
But then you just like each button is a note. You see there's the major, the minor, the seventh, and then you can also combine them to make different chords, like 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 the minor seven, major seven, diminished seven, like in general you can do so much. And then here it's kind of like you can strum
Oh,
I need to have a
amazing.
go on this. How much does that go for?
like 800.
Oh wow, okay.
Wow. Okay.
We'll go halves
Yeah,
one
we'll
day.
share it.
Yeah.
Like I'll
You
hold half
strum,
of
I'll
it. Yeah, I'll strum the bit. You do the yeah, sorted.
But it's so cool. And this one, it comes with a MIDI port also, this new version of it. So I guess like you could use this to just like produce songs and use it in so many ways. So
it looks so cool. And what about the lava gear as well? Is it lava?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like some futuristic shit. The
Oh yeah,
guitar.
I love that's like I'm so passionate about trying out new instruments and like all the new technology. I love the lava in general. Like I have a lava ukulele back from 2020 when all you could add was uh reverb and delay just to like built in on the ook just by like pressing a button, like turning a knob. And then I also have the two lava guitars that just have built-in presets. So it has like a built-in speaker and you can add like a bunch of different sounds, right? But mostly like reverb, delay, and then some different like kind of flanger, some a lot of different cool stuff like that. But then the genie, it's the most different. The like stringless stuff, it's really cool. Like there's a lot of people that hate on it because it's like, oh, just like learn how to play a regular guitar or something. But that's so silly to me because I'm like, I do play guitar. I play a lot of instruments. It's a different one though. Like why you can't you're allowed to play all of them. You don't have to choose one. And last year I injured my finger. It's still kind of messed up. I don't know if it doesn't go as back as the other ones. Uh, and I it still hurts. And that was like September last year, and I couldn't play the guitar or any instruments for like 2 months because my finger wouldn't bend and wouldn't extend. And then I got the genie, and I was like, oh, I didn't have to be so depressed. Like I could still play music.
We
Yeah,
saw
there you
you
go.
testing out the genie on your page on your channel actually, and because you can do like piano and stuff on it as well, can't you? It kind of does
Yeah,
all
you can do
instruments.
anything. It's and like it has built-in drums too and bass, so you can just like you can like one man bend it. So you can just like press like the you can choose the BPM just by tapping on it, and then you can choose the preset all on the app, but there's some that you can just press a button for too. And then you can just like there's like a drum for verse and a drum for chorus for each preset. So it's really fun because you can just do so much, you know. I love this futuristic stuff.
It's cool, isn't it? We
Amazing.
need to branch
Yeah.
out a bit. As a writer, as a songwriter that plays, a load of different instruments, is there a particular instrument where you think you can write the best music or your best stuff comes out?
um I guess I don't think about it like that. I just like sometimes I feel inspiration in different ways. So I don't think there's one that's better than the other. I've written a lot of my songs on the ukulele. I've written a lot of them on the piano. I've written a lot of them on the guitar, and I've written a lot of them just singing a cappella into my voice memos. So I think it's just like sometimes inspiration just strikes differently, and I see the instruments more of like a tool to help me guide that vibe. So I don't think there's one that's better than the other, but more fit to a particular song, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, I hear that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
I would say our main instrument is guitar,
Yeah.
but then say you had a 4 chord song on the guitar, I'd go and play it on the piano, and it's like opening up a whole different catalogue of vibes. And do you know what I
I
mean?
think
And I
when
could sit there for hours and do things that I couldn't do on the guitar with it. I love that. Yeah.
I agree. Like each instrument, it just brings out a new vibe. So even on the Omnichord, I already started writing there because you press a button and then oh, just playing C on a guitar is so boring. Or but then on the Omnichord, it's like, brrr, pling. It's a different vibe.
yeah.
Looking at it, I think, how am I going to write a song on this little computer thing?
It's so easy because each button is a whole chord. So, like
We need to invest in this.
We need more instruments in our lives, really.
We do.
I agree.
Omnichord is next.
I think the one thing that we were going to potentially we were thinking about doing for this podcast was at some point we were going to do well, at one point I was thinking that we should do, because we play a few games, like intro music to the games but done on kids toys.
Nice.
But we just didn't really get around to it, to be honest. So
Maybe one day.
it's maybe season 2 that we kind of bring that in, and we make it a little bit more, you know,
The Omnichord for
musical.
me, we need to get on that. I've got
The Omnichord, I am like honestly so in love with this instrument. Did you watch Adventure Time?
Yes.
A lot of the songs are on the Omnichord. So like Remember You, the like Marceline, is it just you and me in the wreckage of the world was written on the Omnichord. So all the crazy sounds you hear is just the Omnichord.
That's mad. Isn't
Are
it?
you able to give us a very quick rendition of?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Woo!
Wait, let me try to put the camera in a way where you can maybe see it too. I don't know if you can even hear my. Okay, can you see it
We
maybe?
can kind of see it. Yeah, that's perfect. We can see you playing stuff.
Okay, so here it's just the chords, right? So I'm just like, can you hear it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got you.
Marceline, is it just you and me in the wreckage of the world? That must be so confusing for a little girl. And I know you're going to need me here with you. But I'm losing myself and I'm afraid you're gonna lose me too.
That is
That's
sick.
so
That's
good.
so
Hey,
it's
thank you so much. That was amazing.
Love that.
a vibe, right? It's so different.
So the chords in one button.
One button, but she's
Does it say
strumming
what
it.
the notes are on there?
So the notes you have you have here oh, I don't know if you can see. So and then the top is major, that the same note like this, major, minor, and the seventh. So I was just going like C, F, F minor, and it just sounds that. And then here you strum the twinkling sound like. But also, you can turn on drums here. You can change tempo. You can add different types of. It sounds like I'm doing an ad. No, I'm just passionate. I'm not being paid to talk about this. I just love this. So there you have different like omnichord one, two, harp, celeste, piano, guitar, organ, banjo, like different types of beats. It's super cool.
That is cool.
That's incredible.
Love that.
So I guess we're saving up for that then.
Yep.
We'll call you in a year.
10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
That's a
Definitely
strong
get one.
review.
That is
That was
huge review.
brilliant.
Yeah, thank
That
you
was
so
bloody
much. That
brilliant.
was really
Well done.
lovely. Yeah.
Dude, I love this. I love this so much.
We need to get stuck in. And you're playing. We saw the video. You're playing the drums as well. You're
Teaching
a
yourself to
right
play
all-rounder.
drums and yeah.
I'm very learning musical instruments is my special interest. I love just like learning new things.
we love it when someone's passionate about music, because sometimes you have someone come on and it's like you can tell that, you know, they enjoy maybe live music, but they don't have the same as musicians. Like, we understand it really
Yeah.
well. I'm not trying to isolate any of our audience or anything like that, but if anyone's ever had a chance to kind of create something musically, it's just it hits different. It gives you a bit of a buzz that you just, I mean, I haven't experienced it in other places, to be
No.
fair.
And
I'm
what
sure
I
you do, but it's just where our passion lies. So it's like it's such a lovely thing.
it is a godsend. Like, I would come home from work sometimes and sit in front of the piano, and come home at 6, and then you look at the time, it's 11:30 at night, and you're just lost in that. And I think people that don't play an instrument, you don't even you don't get a taste of that. So I feel quite blessed.
Oh yeah. People who are not artists can't understand that. I feel like most people have a special interest in something else that gets them in their zone, but I also feel blessed that like I have this with music, that I know what it is and that I can try it out and do it.
And with you playing all the instruments, if you recorded a track, if you're in the studio or recorded it at home, would you play all the parts yourself, or do you get other musicians involved?
It depends. So up until now, my boyfriend's a producer. He's currently changing careers into like programming. But up until now, my boyfriend produced all of my songs, and we kind of do everything ourselves. So sometimes I'm tracking the parts, sometimes he's tracking the parts, and we just sometimes it's all digital instruments, and he's just programming it on there. So it just like
Speaking about music that you've created or even had a hand in creating, on Valentine's Day, I believe, um, a song was released on Spotify. Maguire, is it, that you featured
yeah.
on?
That is a banger, by the
We
way.
had, yeah, we've been
That's a
listening to it.
tune.
We love it.
So good.
So I guess my main question is, how did that kind of collab come about?
So like about a year and a half ago or something, both me and him were invited to participate at the Streamy Awards. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. So I was like playing the ukulele on a bit there, and he was singing in the opening. And so it was just me and him there all day for the rehearsal, and we made friends, and we were just like talking about trying to do something together, and but he doesn't live in LA, or I mean he wasn't living in LA at the time. I'm not sure actually. I don't know. And then even when I was in London, like about over a little over a year ago too, we met. He was also there randomly, and we met there. And then he had written this track, um, like a, and then he was like, "Oh, I want to do a new version of it to release," because he only had it on his YouTube channel, and he writes kind of like otaku. A lot of the songs are just inspired by different um, animes and stuff. I believe this one was a Dragon Ball one.
Nice.
And then he was like, "Wait, do you want to like write a verse for it and sing with me?" So it's like that. We tried writing something before, but it was hard, the distance for the two of us and the way we worked. So when he just had this song with the open verse and invited me, it was perfect because it's just like, oh, this is a vibe. I love the song. I love the ukulele. I love his vibe. So I was so happy to participate.
It's a proper bop. We loved it. I'm gonna
Great
listen
tune.
to it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Um, Before we get into kind of talking about your dream show, your dream concert, we have a few kind of icebreakers and kind of warm up questions. I mean, obviously we've spent a while chatting about you and your YouTube and things like that, but we want to maybe get to know you a little bit deeper, especially kind of musically. So I'm gonna start it off if that's okay.
Fair.
Cool.
I'll allow.
Thank you. I appreciate. Um, if so, first of all, do you have a favorite kind of movie or book?
Huh. Movie, I'd say I have a couple. Back to the Future is one of them, and About Time is another up there. I think About Time might be one of my favorites of all time. But then there's also Back to the Future, and yeah.
So okay,
In book,
sorry, yeah,
oh
go.
sorry,
Oh
I
no, go for
interrupted
it.
You
you.
Go
go.
for it.
In book, The Celestine Prophecy is definitely up there for me too.
Okay, amazing, amazing. Do you know that?
No.
No, yeah, neither do I. So because I know it really well, we're gonna choose Back to the Future. Okay.
Okay.
And I want you to now imagine that you have to pick someone to write the whole soundtrack for it. Who are you picking?
Like someone like in real life.
Yeah. I mean, they can be dead, alive. It can. I mean,
Uh, does it have to be one person? Can it be a duo?
it can be a duo.
Tom and Danny from McFly.
Oh, okay. We're
Yeah.
going McFly.
Only my favorite band of all time.
Oh, we were on stage with them 2 years ago. We
Sort of.
we no, we were definitely on stage with them. I looked after Tom's niece. Do you not remember?
No, we weren't performing with them.
We weren't. We were taking pictures.
Well, that's awesome. I'm literally wearing McFly merch right now.
There you
I
go.
love McFly. And McFly have kind of gone like,
I'm seeing them this year
yeah,
with
but
Busted.
they've gone like they're doing mad solos and shit now. Have you heard this?
They're incredible live. They're like I've never seen they don't have any backtracks. It's insane.
Mm.
Yeah.
And Dougie's singing now. My God, it used to be a bit of a guilty pleasure, McFly, but now I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, it's like it's like one of those ones where you're like, for me anyway, because I'm maybe a little bit older than when McFly really kind of hit off.
Mm.
I listened to it, and when we were watching it, I was like, "Oh, I know this song. Oh, I know this song. Oh,
Yeah.
I know this song." So I was just able to kind of sing along with it as well, and they're just such a good laugh, and
They're incredible. Like I spent my entire high school years reading McFly fan fiction. Like straight up. Out of school, reading fan fiction until nighttime, and then talking about the fanfic with my best friend in school the next day.
Are they big in America?
No, but they're huge in Brazil.
Are they?
Nobody
amazing.
knows them in the US.
That's so
Nobody knows
random,
them.
isn't it?
Nobody knows Busted here either. People think Year 3000 is by the Jonas Brothers. It's insane.
Which is
No.
mad. How dare they?
Yeah, I absolutely.
Poor Charlie.
Yeah. I feel like McFly are a very British band, though.
Yeah,
You know? But
Yeah.
fair play. I love that you love them.
that's amazing. Well, I wasn't expecting that at all. That's really cool.
So McFly doing the soundtrack
And
to
you know
Back
what?
to the
That
Future.
would work so well as well. Them doing it for
And
back.
that's where the name of the band came from, Marty McFly.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Shut up.
how did you not get that?
Well, yeah, but like from the movie.
I know. Have you
Fair
heard
play.
Busted?
Oh yeah, Busted and McFly are like my favorites.
When they kind of became McBusted.
Yeah, the McBusted was not my favorite, strangely. Something about it, I don't know why. Like I love McFly and I love Busted, but when it was the McBusted, I didn't get into it so much.
Was that a bit too manufactured and a bit too like?
Yeah.
"Oh."
I preferred when they had a bit of a kind of rivalry thing going on back in the day,
Yeah.
where it was a little bit like, who's better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're literally going on tour now where they're doing McFly versus Busted, and they're like, you like going off of that rivalry. That
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because James like literally wrote all the songs with Tom. So what even is this rivalry?
I'm seeing that exact tour in September.
Was it a
in
real
Birmingham.
rivalry?
I don't think anything's too real these
I
days.
don't think it's real. I think it's just the fans.
Okay, that's cool. I can deal with
Smart marketing.
that. Yeah, because I wouldn't have slept well tonight thinking they don't like each other.
No. I mean, yeah, that would.
I'll be fine now. Okay, so next question. Do you think lyrics or melody matter more when hearing a song for the first time?
To me, lyrics always.
Really? So we had this chat earlier, and I actually said melody for me personally, but that's I think
Yeah.
because it emotionally has to hit with me, and I don't necessarily register the lyrics on first hearing
Mm.
a song. But it's interesting that you said lyrics.
Yeah, for me, I'm always paying attention to the lyrics, and sometimes the melody can be kind of bad, the singing can be off pitch, but if the lyrics hit me, then nothing else matters.
See, I'm a sucker for a melody.
Me too.
And it's that like that emotional connection when you hear it. And then I'm that guy that's singing the lyrics completely wrong for 6 months until I've Googled them.
Yeah, same.
And they're like, Josh, that's not the words.
You know, that's fair too, honestly, because I listen to a lot of like Korean music and I don't know what they're talking about, but then the melody and the flow of it hit me
K-pop.
so much.
Is it
Yeah, I
K-pop?
just watch a lot of K-dramas, so it's not even necessarily K-pop, but just like the songs from the dramas that are I love K-pop too, but it's not like the popular K-pop girl or boy group that goes into dramas. It's a little more emotional, maybe a little more cutesy.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, so last question, and then we want to play a very quick game with you, which involves, I don't know what you actually listen to your own, like, to any music on. Do you listen on Spotify to
Yeah.
music? Yeah, okay, that's fine. In a minute, we may ask you to have a little press of the shuffle button on your liked playlist so we can just see a random song that pops up.
Okay.
But first, who is your biggest hero in life? So this could be musically, this could be just like the last person said their mum. It was my little brother, so my
Had
mum.
to.
But yeah, who's your biggest hero in life?
Well, it's hard to decide between my dad and my mom.
You could say both.
That yeah, both of them. I really just like being raised the way that I was with like I didn't see my dad for 5 years, like when he was an immigrant and he had to leave us and work so hard just to be able to provide anything. And then my mom, right, who stayed and single mom raised me and my brother. I think it's I can't choose between those.
You don't have to choose.
No, I
They can
love
both
that.
go down.
That's wholesome.
And musically, do you think? Obviously, your dad played as a touring musician. I think you said. You know, did that have a big influence on you?
I think it did. Yeah, I think it did so much. I just always enjoyed. I think because I was a baby when he was in the band, I was a toddler, so I'm sure all the first encounters I had with music was just seeing his band play or seeing him play the guitar. So it was definitely a huge influence for me.
That definitely got me into it. My mum had this story when we were, I think I must have been about 2 or 3 at the time. And the house next door where we lived as kids, like students had moved in and there was always parties and like drugs and like there was a drum kit and stuff, bands would play in there. And obviously we were young kids, she was trying to get us to bed. So she sent my dad round to tell them to like shut the music up and call it a day. It was too late. And he'd been gone for like half an hour. So she had to go round to get him and he was just behind the drum kit playing with the band.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, honestly, iconic.
So that's like I can see that that had a huge impact on me getting into music and
Weirdly,
seeing that as well.
my parents, well, my dad liked to kind of pretend he was a bedroom DJ, and my mum didn't really do anything musically, but they were very, whereas you didn't have them being so supportive, like my parents actively said, go and pursue music, go and do what you can musically and stuff. So, um,
Only my biggest dream.
right. So, are we doing independent venue shout outs? Is that?
Yeah.
So we do this thing where we like to, in each episode, kind of give a shout out to an independent music venue, just to kind of show some love because they're a little bit, well, they're struggling at the moment. Isn't That's the
struggling.
nicest way to put it? They're struggling, and any support that they can get is big for them. So, do you want me to do this one because you did the last one? Yeah, cool.
Are we not asking Aryy?
I'm going to ask Aryy to do hers, and I'm going to give you a second to
Are you
think
doing
about
one as well?
Yeah, I'm going to do one as well, 100%, because
All right, sorry.
we haven't done one ourselves for a while, so I just wanted to throw one in there.
Fair.
So my one is Chalk in Brighton, in the UK. It's a great little venue.
Good venue.
It is. We've been there a few times to see bands like Hot Mulligan. I'm going to see Newfound Glory there soon.
Nice.
Nice.
As you can probably tell, we have a specific type of music that we very much go and see a lot of. But yeah, great little venue, great sound system, and it's on the beachfront, so can't really hate on it at all. How about you? Any music venues that you absolutely adore?
Uh, Niagara in New York City on the east side. It's like this tiny bar with a venue in the back, and it's the first place I got to play in the US. And they always supported small, like indie artists to just come and like showcase and didn't make you didn't have to sell tickets or anything like that. So just really supporting you making the art, and I really appreciate them.
That's
Cool.
amazing.
And that's few and far between, I think.
It's what you need from an independent venue, especially when you're starting out, is someone to be a little bit like, yeah, come and play here. We're not gonna
Yeah.
force you into kind of selling it out and things like that.
We had
Yeah.
a promoter where it was like, it was whoever sells the most tickets will headline the show.
Yeah.
So our singer at the time just completely lied. He was like, look, we'll have 1,000 people here. So we go on for our headline slot, and there was about 12 people there.
Yeah, it's because it's so hard. Like here in LA, I rarely ever play because the venues they're like, for you to start getting paid, you have to sell at least 30 tickets and then you start getting paid after 30. I'm like, man, to get 30 people somewhere in LA, like you need a lot. Like nobody wants to drive an hour to go see you play your tiny show.
It is a lot.
It's changed a lot, isn't it? I like when we started, and we sound so old now, but you know,
Back in the
it was
day.
you'd do the demo, you'd pass the CD around all the bars and the pubs and the small venues and like a little press release and stuff like that, and you hope they'd give you a call. But now, you know, it's so driven online, isn't it? I mean, you could do no shows and you could blow up online, and
I would expect, like, if we were to really kind of push our new band heavily, it would be mainly online and not really
it's just
do
how it is
anything
now, isn't it? It's just
too
the way
live.
it is.
Which is hard to translate to shows too, because when you grow online, you don't necessarily have like 1,000 fans in LA who would go to the show, but maybe they're all spread out. So it's just like you may have the numbers online, but then my fans are like some in LA, some in Seattle, some in Chicago, some in New York, some in Sao Paulo. It's just like everywhere.
It is
It's
like
just
that,
spread
isn't it?
out.
It's the nature
Yeah.
of the beast, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Shall we?
We should. So we're going to get into the kind of main actual point of why you're here, to talk about your dream gig. But first, we're going to set the scene a little bit.
Okay.
So we always set the scene by asking what venue you want your dream concert to take place in. So it can be any venue in the world. It could be. It doesn't even have to be an actual venue. It could be a beach, a sandy beach in Hawaii. It can be anywhere you want in the world. But this is where your gig is taking place. Your show is taking place.
It's a backyard and all of my best friends are there, but it's like tiny.
Okay, so I love
So we can be really close to the stage. We can jump around and we don't have to worry about squishing or being squished.
amazing. So I think obviously we've asked this question a few times now, and it tends to be like festivals or sometimes, you know, you get the kind of smaller, slightly more independent venues that maybe only house 1,000 people. But I was hoping that someone would
This is the
say
first one.
backyard, and you've done it for us. So thank you. That's huge.
Nice. Well, if it's my dream concert and I can pick anything, why would I choose to be with 10,000 people? I'd rather not.
This
So
is my
true.
point.
This is the answer we
Exactly.
wanted. And I think you've answered it there. You said about your best friends and stuff. I think what can make the gig sometimes is the people you go with. So who would you go with?
Absolutely. Well, my high school best friends for sure that would like the same kind of music as I'm gonna choose for the lineup, so we can just truly enjoy. I'm still like best friend with my high school best friends, and we were also super into the same emo songs that you guys seem to be into. So it's just like, yeah, all my best friends from high school.
Amazing.
Nice.
So obviously it's in your backyard. Oh, it's in a backyard. Let's just call it a backyard for now. But whereabouts are you standing? I mean, obviously, I guess it doesn't really matter where you're standing because it's you get a good view from wherever you are.
It's grass. And me and all my friends were just, it's probably like 15 of us. Maybe some friends I made in concerts too could be there too because they would enjoy it. But maybe we're like 15 to 20 people. So we're just all in the front of the stage. There's no grid.
I love that.
Everybody's just there jumping.
Good answer.
Amazing. This is going to be so much fun. This one, I can tell already, just because it's just going to be
This is what we wanted.
easy to blow through. It's a great gig starter already.
What about merch? Do you buy merch at gigs?
Well, I'm wearing McFly merch right now.
The merch is never free. It is overpriced no matter where you are.
even in your backyard?
Hopefully not.
Surely you've struck a deal with the bands where it's like you're in my
If
backyard.
I have enough money to bring these bands to a backyard, I have enough money to buy merch.
This is very true.
In my dream, I don't have to worry about money. So
This is very true. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, you get all the merch. One of everything for everyone. That's amazing. Okay, so well, I think we've answered those.
I think we've set the
We've
scene.
set the scene nicely. So before we go into your kind of first act of the evening, we want to play another very. We didn't do the Spotify game, did we?
Can I have a little bit of your drink?
You can have some of my drink. Yeah, help
Thank
yourself.
you. It's very Moorish.
Okay, I'll set this up whilst you have a drink. Don't spill on my new floor. Brilliant.
what are you guys drinking?
Not alcohol.
What is it? Coconut?
It's like
Rum
coconut
thing?
rum and
It's
I
very
guess
camp.
like Fanta basically and coconut rum.
Wow. I thought you guys were drinking tea out of those mugs. I was like, how very English of them.
It's because I feel like on YouTube you're not really meant to be drinking.
Mm.
Is that the
Oh.
case? I mean, you'll know.
It's tea.
It's tea.
It's tea. It's
It's
tea.
tea.
It's English tea.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
It's tea. Okay, so we're going to play two very quick games because we've skipped over one very
Right.
quickly. Do you mind just very quickly going into your liked playlist on Spotify and hitting shuffle once and telling us what song comes up?
Yeah, that's gonna be a very easy guess too of what it's gonna be.
I'm going with McFly.
Well, I have a playlist that has 10 hours and 45 minutes with only McFly and Busted songs. So
Wow.
It's incredible. There you go.
Good shout.
Perfect. Well, there you go. I mean,
that's Memory Lane by McFly.
there you go.
Do you know? Have you heard Route? Is it Route 55 that Dougie sings?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Oh, that's so good.
It is.
Such a tune, and nice to hear him singing. I didn't know he had such nice pipes.
You didn't think
I've always loved Dougie singing because it's so cute. He was my favorite too, so
And he's a right handsome bugger, isn't he?
everyone loved
he
Dougie?
really is. It's really insane how well he is aging.
He is aging.
Like
That's
fine
true.
wine.
But when we did their photos, we did some. It was at a festival. We did some.
He was wearing dungarees, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he
And
looked
no
so
top.
fucking cool, right? And I was like, I'm having a go at this. Grew
No
my hair a
way.
little bit. Tried dungarees on.
With no shirt, just like him.
It was so bad. Like
Dad bod.
I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I bet you look fine, mate.
I did not look fine.
I believe in you.
Like Dougie can pull anything off, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm definitely not one of those people. Sadly.
We love
Shall
you,
we
Dougie.
go into the next game?
Okay,
Big
so
up Dougie, by the way.
big up Dougie. Big up McFly.
Mm.
Okay, next game. Sorry, that was a very quick one. We just wanted to have a quick idea of what goes on in your Spotify, but that's literally perfect for everything we've been speaking about so far. So
Yeah, it was the latest playlist I was listening to. Also, it's just like the one I listened to the most. So
It's got good taste.
Perfect.
I like it. I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
So, do you want to introduce this one, or shall I?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Is it because you can't read it?
It's a bit far away
Cool.
from me.
It's called The Sacred Three. So the premise of this is that you have only a few songs that you will ever be able to listen to ever again. So you're allowed to pick one song, one band or one artist, and one album. And they don't have to be the same. So it can be, for example, the song could be Bohemian Rhapsody, the artist could be Prince, and the album could be Rumours by Fleetwood Mac.
Fair.
But you're not allowed to hear anything else ever again in your life. I feel like McFly may be on this list.
that's so hard.
So McFly,
So which McFly album are you going for? Because I feel like that's the first question.
are they your favourite band?
But do I have to choose a favorite album too?
So a favorite album by a band, and then a favorite. You could do this. You could go, okay, my artist is McFly, so I can listen to anything by McFly ever, and then just do an album of Busted, for example.
Okay, but like it's so hard because okay, McFly is like my favorite band. So, I mean, I think I would pick Room on the Third Floor just for the nostalgic vibes because I feel like I can live with the nostalgia forever. But like one song forever, I might have to actually switch artists because like when I think about songs that just like never get old for me, and that just like change enough in the song that it just always brings me through like an epic journey, and I can never pause in the middle of the song. I think like Bulletproof Love by Pierce DeVille. I feel like it's just like a masterpiece.
Mm.
And wait, what was the third question?
So just to let you know as well, like you have all. Let's say you have Spotify. You have this one song on. You have the whole of the catalog from this artist, and you also have one album, and they can all be different bands.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you have like, but you only get one. So let's say I have one Linkin Park song, and
Okay.
that's my one song, and then my artist is Mac Miller, and I've got his whole catalog, and then I've got Silver Side Up by Nickelback as my as my album.
Okay, I'm gonna go for song Bulletproof Love,
Lovely,
album The Listening by Lights, and then the whole discography of McFly.
amazing.
Fair.
There it is, the
Like
Sacred
it.
Three.
Very good. I like that.
Lovely. Okay, so um, we have a few more questions before we go into the first act. Yeah, first act.
So this one can be, I don't know, this question tends to be more a depressing vibe.
I'm okay with depressing.
Apologies for that in advance.
It's not depressing. It's just deep. It can get quite deep, is what he's saying. It depends where you take it, I guess, rather than
Let's see where it
depressing
goes.
for you.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
my option was
cool.
depressing. So is there a song that can transport you back to a specific moment in time? And if so, what is the song and the memory? So when you hear it, it's like, oh my God, that takes me back to this time.
Oh my gosh, so many. It's hard to pick just one, to be honest. So many songs. Um, but maybe a specific one that just popped into my head is by a Brazilian band called Farfam, and the song's called Constelação Carina, and like Carina Constellation, and it just brings me back to being like 15 with my best friends in the middle of the night, laying on the ground, playing this song on the guitar while watching the stars, and then we saw a shooting star.
That's
Oh,
unreal.
amazing.
I love that.
What a visual. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
If music didn't exist, how do you think the world would be different? That's probably the deepest question I'll
It
ever
would be
ask.
so sad. That's where the depressing hits.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't think it'd be much worth living in a world without music, to be
No
honest with
McFly?
you.
No, to be honest, that's how I feel. Like, if I didn't have music, I don't know how I'd survive.
You get these people, right? And they're not like,
I wouldn't be alive. Like I was definitely like a super depressed teenager, and music saved my life. So if
Yeah.
music doesn't exist, I wouldn't know what the world looks like because I wouldn't be here to have this conversation.
Exactly.
fair.
No, yeah, I think that's the perfect answer for that because it's
Yeah.
Like, if you ever, you get these people that, not really into music and,
Can't relate.
no, can't relate. But then you say to them, watch a film with no music in it. And then it hits home, I think, to these people, oh
Mm.
shit.
this is what I tried. I've found so many songs that have touched me emotionally because there's an emotional scene in a movie that's come on and it's backed up by the perfect song that just emphasizes the emotion that's being hit. I remember there's a Snow Patrol song called Open Eyes. Do you have Snow Patrol over in America? I don't know if you do.
I've never really watched it, but I know of it.
Okay, so Snow Patrol, great song, Open Eyes, and it was on Grey's Anatomy. I've never watched Grey's Anatomy in my life, and it was a scene where everyone was just like dying. It was just crazy,
Nice.
as always happens on Grey's Anatomy apparently, and yeah, I don't know, it just hit different. I was bawling my eyes out by the end of it. It was beautiful, but also like
No, it really connects everything together. Like a movie, any movie without a soundtrack. If it's a horror, you're not gonna be scared without the music. If it's romance, you're not gonna feel the romance. Music really makes everything.
exactly.
Like, even like a horror film, not music that we'd write, but a horror film with no music.
It's where you get your jump scares from.
Yeah, it's what builds the suspense. The tun, 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 tun.
Exactly. Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws.
Jaws wouldn't be Jaws without that music. It would just be Jaw. Just a lower jaw.
But it is true. And music can, with a drink, or if you've had a heavy night and the right song comes on and that takes you back to a certain time, like music can fucking torture you. Like I remember it's a Sufjan Stevens song. Do
Yeah.
you know him?
Yeah.
And it was in This Is Us. Do you know that series?
Oh my gosh, I had to stop because of how much I cried
Oh
watching the
my
show. I
god,
couldn't.
every episode,
Yeah.
just with my partner Newly at the time, and it was like, oh, this will be warm-hearted,
A great watch.
and it was cutting me deep every episode. I'm like, oh my god,
I cried so much every episode that I have to be like, I need to stop. Like, I can't keep watching this.
absolutely killer. Have you seen it?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh my lord, literally every episode, and I'm like, I'm trying to hold back the tears because I've just met this girl, and
I'm not the girl.
hey, honey. And it is killer, isn't it? But there was this Sufjan Stevens song, and I would almost I was quite depressed at the time, and I would go in, put it on Alexa on repeat, and it was like fucking me
Oh,
up.
yeah.
It can cut you deep.
Have you got a sad song that you just when you're in that place and you want to be sad? You know when you want to sit in sadness for a little bit.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can almost
you
bring
just-
the tears out of you as
Oh,
well.
honestly.
Like sometimes when it's hard to cry, but you feel like you need to cry,
Oh, yeah.
But this song, I'll send it to both of you, and
Okay.
it's actually a Christmas. It's called Only at Christmas Time, and I'm like blaring it in July, crying.
I love that, honestly.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, but it is killer. But yeah, I think, is it creative people that feel like this, or
No, I think
On
that
a- on a
it
level,
works
everybody.
for everyone because otherwise they wouldn't put it in movies and stuff. It's not just us.
I
Like,
think it's more subconscious to some other people, maybe.
yeah,
They're feeling.
they don't clock it as much, but we understand why it's been put there. I guess is
Yeah.
is probably why it's
Let's talk first support act in the garden,
first support act in the backyard.
in the backyard.
Who are you picking?
Lights.
Lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know her. She's like a Canadian artist, and she's my.
Oh, I don't.
I don't. However, just to let you know, one thing we do at the end of each episode is we kind of round up all the artists that you've mentioned, and we build a Spotify playlist to kind of release. So that
Nice.
everyone will get a chance to listen to us, including us as well. So
Nice.
it's anything we don't know, it's education to us, and we
Oh
love
yeah,
it.
no, she's awesome. She was like an OG kind of scene girl. So she was in the emo world too. Her husband is Bo from Bless the Fall. I don't know if you guys know Bless the Fall. So it's just like she's been in kind of like that emo world quite a long time too, and her music's awesome.
Amazing. And what would her encore song be?
Romance is, and it's like an acoustic song. I don't know. I've been to her show. She didn't play live. I don't know if she plays it live. I don't think it's one of the biggest songs either. So just like if I have one chance to listen to this song live, yeah, Romance is dot 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 is the name of the song.
Amazing.
We're gonna check this out.
We're gonna check this out straight after this. I'm not gonna lie. We tend to when it comes to people mentioning
Stuff we haven't heard.
stuff we haven't heard, we do tend to just go and vibe.
Sad acoustic song.
That's us.
Yeah. It's us to a T. Thank you.
But we're not complete emos.
Well, no, we're not. We dabble in. I'm sure you do as well. As a musician, you do tend to. A lot of people say, "Oh, I love a cross section of music," but I think for musicians, it really does because we can. I guess this sounds so wanky. We can understand it a little bit more than
that's
because we
fair.
understand what goes into making that song. So like we can appreciate a hip hop song or a dance song or anything like that because
I like almost every kind of music. It's like specific ones that I don't like. So I like almost everything.
exactly.
Do you know what I found? I found if I'm typing something and I've got Spotify on, I start typing in time to the music. So the music kind of determines how much work I'm doing. And if I go for a run, which is very rare, or I'm exercising, I start doing it in time to the music. So if I have metal on or like some drum and bass or something, I'm burning calories.
It's like when you go to the
Oh
gym.
my God, me too. If I'm on the treadmill, if I'm running and it's playing Pierce DeVille, like GG easy. I can finish that run like so quick.
That's so true.
Exactly.
But I've got some acoustic song and I'm writing an email. It's like,
Oh yeah. It's like time to take a breath.
yeah. Right. Next question, Willie.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, imagine that you have to create the next big music trend. How does that look? What do you think it would be? So, Yeah.
What does that mean? Like, do you mean like music, like sound speaking, or just like for example, social media trend?
Social media trends. So let's say you've you have to come up with the next thing that is musical based that is gonna take off virally. Whether it be hitting a spoon on a banjo string to play songs, or anything like that. If you had to pick what that trend would be, it could be your Omnichord.
Omnichord, like
There you
easy.
go.
I'm so obsessed right now. There's no other option.
Yeah.
That's a great shout because it does
Mm.
sound amazing. And I have heard you sing that song before that you sung to us earlier because obviously you kind of showed off your Omnichord um
Yeah.
on a short, and we were watching it earlier, and we were so interested by it. So thank you very much again for doing that.
It is cool. Do you know what mine would be?
Go on.
And I don't know why, but I feel like this is my calling. You know, in Miss Congeniality,
Yes.
Sandra Bullock?
Yes.
You know, when you've got glasses filled at different levels with different amounts of water? I feel like I could be sick at that.
That is really cool, honestly.
I want to try that later. I think that's
Should we
where
after this we'll go
I
into the
should be going.
kitchen and just
Remake a song, write a song in the glasses.
that
Oh,
could
I'm
be a
going to
good
do
YouTube
that.
video, to be fair.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
I'm up for that.
Metal, like Slipknot cover on the glasses.
Metal.
You know,
Have you seen
That'd
that?
be so cool.
it's worth a go.
Definitely. Have you seen that? I forgot. I don't know what her handle is, but she uses all her kids' toys to recreate kind of like
Yeah,
System of a Down and things like that, and she
nice.
rewrites the words to be about what it's like to be a mum and things like that.
I need to check that out.
Wow.
It's so funny.
I love. There's a Brazilian guy. His name is Arthur Paek, and he cooks in like ASMRs. The sounds of him like cutting and doing with songs in the background, and it's incredible. Like it's so awesome. He's like cutting in the rhythm of the song, like ta 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 ta, 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 and everything like everything goes with the song in the back.
That reminds me of like you wouldn't probably have that over in America, but like the Lurpak advert where they
Oh
did,
yeah,
and they everything they've cut it up so it sounds like it's perfectly in time with
yeah.
each drop of the song, each hit, and yeah,
The problem with the kids' instruments is, I like my kids have them. These little like, but it's only like 1 octave.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I need more.
we can make it work.
We'll make it work. We'll
There's
think of
two of
something.
us.
Maybe that's where you mix the digital with the.
Well, you know the kids' guitars when it just you're trying to tune it and it just.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do like those people that just like show themselves recording the sound and then altering it on like a DAW and just like making it something else.
We'll give it a go.
It's not a bad shout.
Should we move into the main support?
Let's go for main support. So, who is your main support act?
Busted.
Busted. I have
Yeah.
a feeling I know who's coming for the headliner.
Oh, I don't know. Who
We'll
could it
see though. We'll
be?
see.
I don't know who it could be. It could be anyone, really.
It's Maguire, isn't it?
So why busted?
Well, it's one of the artists that I listen to the most till this day. I am all about the nostalgia. It's like the artists, all of these artists that we've been talking about is the stuff I used to listen to when I was 15, and that just really created the soundtrack of my teenage years. And so every song, even the new songs, bring me that nostalgia from just being so carefree in like high school with my best friends. And Busted does that for me. I love the music so much. I wish they'd play in the US so that I could go watch, but
Any plans to do so?
in my backyard.
In your
Apart
backyard.
from that,
Yeah.
yeah. But do you find like,
Great
because
answer.
I'm a bit like, I'm the same as you know, from those times back as a teenager and some of those emo-y bands that I can't let go of. And I still sesh that a lot. And I think maybe I'm more stuck in that. I am open-minded to new music, but not as much as I rinse the old stuff.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of new music, but like I'll listen to when I have something new that I like, I'll listen to it over and over again until I get sick of it.
Same.
And for me, it just always brings me back to the old stuff after. It's like I love like Sabrina Carpenter, every album she releases, I'm like eating it up. But then I get tired of it, and then I go listen to McFly and Busted again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same for us. I
Yeah,
mean, we're
exactly the same.
Taking Back Sunday, brand new. All these kind of the
I'd say I was
elder
a bit more
emo
indie than
acts.
you.
Yeah.
You are more indie than me. You're more Oasis.
But it's like, again, for me, I'm a sucker for a melody, and that could be from a pop song, that could be like a heavy metal song, and like I love some Slipknot tunes, and like System of a Down, Taking Back Sunday, that sort of stuff. But then it could be an
Yeah,
indie band, or I love Elton John, I love George Michael. It's it's whatever gets thrown at me.
exactly. I think it's anything that kind of makes you feel emotionally
Do you know what
in
I
any
have
way.
got into? Have you seen air tap on acoustic guitar, where they like lay it on here, and it's all
I
harmonic?
have that. Okay, I didn't know what that was called, but I have seen people do that.
Yeah, I saw a guy doing it in Brighton busking, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
That's incredible.
loving it. And it's a guy called, I'll send it to you, can't remember his name, but it's called Air Tap, and it is honestly like it is unbelievable, like how emotional it is. These harmonics, and the guitar's like open tuned. So I'll send you that as well.
Thanks, mate.
Sorry, I went off on one there about air guitar, air
I think
tap.
that's cool. That's what this whole podcast is about, just going off on one musically. I think.
Thanks, mate.
You're welcome.
Next question.
So,
Oh.
Busted's encore song.
Oh yeah.
Who? What is their closing song?
Meet You There.
Meet You There by Busted. You know what? I'm actually
Easy.
really looking. Sorry, go on.
Easy answer.
There you go. Yeah, it is. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Actually, I think it's gonna be a
Oh
good.
mate, I'm
It's gonna be a good
desperate
laugh.
to listen
Oh,
to
I
this.
am so envious.
I might see if I can get you a ticket. So
Yeah. I'm not third wheeling.
it's not. I'm not taking Hannah. I'm going with work.
I'll come. Do you know what? Crash the wedding.
I can't beat 3,000. You
No,
know,
you
just
can.
okay. You can. Yeah, to be fair.
Oh mate. Anyway, I'm gonna set.
Sleeping with the Lights.
Yeah, no, I thought about that one too. I was like, Meet You There or Sleeping with the Light On. But ah, like I have to listen to Meet You There at least once in my life. Like,
That's fair.
We need to make it happen
We do.
somehow.
If we ever get big enough where we get to get them on the show, I'm gonna tell them that they need to, at the very least, if they're not gonna make their way over to America, they've got to contact you and say hi.
oh my God, like I really just want to see them play. I just want to see them
Okay,
play.
I'll tell them that you're not interested in being contacted and you'd rather
So-
just
No,
have them.
no, you can contact me.
Fuck 'em.
No, but you know what I mean. What I crave is not even the just like, oh my God, you're my idol, like talk to me or whatever. It's just like, I just want to see you guys play live once at least in my life. Like that's all I'm asking for. I'm not gonna like, I don't even need a picture. Would be nice, but what I really want is to see you perform the songs that like are the soundtrack to my teenage years.
I hope you get to.
Do you ever come over to the UK?
I went to the UK with my best friend a year and a half ago to McFly Power to Play tour for our 30th. We went to celebrate and we went to the London show and to the Birmingham show. And we played the cowbell on stage with them.
Hey,
How did you manage that?
This is new.
Every show, they were inviting someone to come on stage and play the cowbell. It was a whole ordeal. Like in the London show, it was a huge show, and they were meaning to bring my best friend on stage. She didn't realize it was her, so a lady that was right behind her ended up going on stage. And then at the end of the show, Harry came up to her and was like, "You were meant to be the cowbell, but you can have my steak." And then she was like, "I'm gonna be in Birmingham. I'm gonna be in Birmingham, whatever, whatever." And so we went to Birmingham, and it was Halloween. Um, and they were like, "Oh, come like dress accordingly." So we dressed as cows and made a sign that was like, "These cows are missing their bell," and uh, and then we made friends with these girls from Birmingham that was like their 120th McFly show or something. And they were like, "No, we're gonna help you guys." And then when it came time to get, we were just like jumping. They saw our sign. The girls were pointing. Then they pointed at my friend. Harry recognized her from the previous show.
Oh,
Oh
amazing.
She
wow.
jumped over. Then she was like, "Can I bring my best friend? Can I bring my best friend?" So like I jumped too, and so we went and played with them on stage.
Oh,
It was
what a
awesome.
story!
That's class. Like you've actually performed
Yeah,
with McFly. We said we
we
shared a
we
stage.
we, we
That's a
stood on the
bullshit
side of the
story now.
stage taking photos, but you actually played an instrument with them. So yeah, you've
And
been
for
there.
a fan, how cool is that?
It's so funny because like it was so about us and our teenage dream and less about them, which is so funny saying that like the because we were 30, we're celebrating our 30th, and that was our dream when we were 15. So that some friends filmed us on stage, and when we look at the videos, we're not looking at them at all. We're looking at each other, hugging each other and jumping and like playing. It's just like it was so nice, so
It's
wholesome.
golden.
You'll have to show us the video at some point.
Yes.
We'd love to see that. Birmingham's where I'm seeing them and Busted in September, so it's a great venue, the NEC.
Ghosts. I If I could go again, just to go and watch like right now to watch them together, that would be the dream tour. Like honestly, get to see Busted and McFly together.
Yeah,
We need to get them over to the States, don't we, somehow?
we do.
Right.
Like we have some sway here as
yeah,
well.
we go way back.
Yeah, me and Charlie like that.
But I'd hope after, being desperate to see them, it fulfilled your dream and it was as good as it was meant to be. There's a band from the UK, the Libertines, and I was so into them. Then I finally saw them and I was like, wow, they are shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they write good music and I love the lyrics and stuff like that. But as musicians, it's shocking.
Was this in
Like-
the drug days though?
No, it was when come out of the drug days and really manufactured. They played Reading. I think Virgin signed them,
I've got you.
and one of the most famous songs, "Time for Heroes," and he just it was
Couldn't
at
do it.
Reading. He played the solo on all the wrong strings,
Oh,
Oh my god.
and I was
It's
like,
hard when you're old enough to understand that it's shit too, because then
yeah,
you're like,
it was
wait a
bad.
minute. Yeah.
It was bad, but it's a bit like Taking Back Sunday. I think they're so bad live.
that
Just
hurts.
admit it finally.
That hurts. Yeah. Okay. So
I've never seen them live, so I don't know. All I know is McFly's perfect. Watching them
They are
perform
as
Quite
live,
well.
tight
That's
as,
what's
as it
horrible.
gets.
yeah, I was shocked. I was just like, how are you so good?
Mm.
How is your pitch so perfect? How are your solos so perfect live? I can hear that there's no backtrack. I'm an artist too. There's nothing going on in the background. Like,
Mm.
how are you performing that well?
Yeah, they're
Like,
really
Everything's just so tight.
rehearsed,
well
aren't they?
into like entering your 40s. Like,
Mm.
how do you have like breath to sing and jump like that? That's insane.
That makes me feel old that McFly are in there.
Well, talking of terrible sets, we've got another game to play with you. This is segued quite nicely, so I like that. This is the set list from hell. So your job is to create a 5-song set list. But with these 5 songs, it's got to create the worst experience, worst concert experience ever. So it can be anything from the longest, slowest ballad into the Simpsons theme tune into you probably don't know it, but 4 minutes 44 by John Glass, which is pure silence for 4 minutes 44. And then finishing on Gangnam Style.
Big tune.
I like Gangnam Style.
I mean, I think it's good, but I think in that
Have
set
you seen the
list,
crowds he gets going?
mate, honestly, I'd love to be able to do that dance like with everyone doing it at the same time. I just think it'd be
Yeah, that
class.
would be such a vibe live. Like thousands of people doing the Gangnam Style dance together.
Yeah,
Where's he from?
South Korea, isn't
South Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, he shoots up through the stage. It like
Yeah.
pings him up as well.
it? Yeah,
But the place is like rocking.
yeah.
Okay, so we're trying to make the shittest gig possible here.
The,
Is
the
that
most
right?
horrible set ever, and you got 5 songs to do it in.
You know what's hard about that is that I'm like someone who, if I don't like something, I just don't listen to it. So I don't even get acquainted with what the name of the song is. I'm not a big hater. I just don't listen to it. But I think the number one song on that set would be Baby Shark.
Fair.
It's a great start.
And then after that, in general, there's another Brazilian musical genre that's called sertanejo. It's subgenre of like country, but I like country. It's different than country. It's a specific like sertanejo universitário. I can't even translate to you what this is, but something about the sound, I can't even name artists or songs. Any. It just makes me mad listening to it, and I can't explain. I The city I went to college, it was a city that only played that type of music, and I did not go to parties because it's the only thing that played, and I could not enjoy a party with that kind of music playing.
I need to hear it.
I do too.
We'll get that
We're
one
gonna
as
have
well.
to go and have a listen to that as well at some point. Okay, so that's kind of two. We'll call the second one a song from that genre.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Any kind of meme songs? So over here we had like the Crazy Frog. I don't know if you ever had that, which was horrible. It was a horrendous song,
I
and it
don't know.
somehow got to number one for far too long.
The
Um,
crazy frog? How
yeah,
does it go?
you've done it before on the podcast. Let's do it again, please.
It basically just makes like this stupid noise. There's no words. It's just bing, 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 and he drives a little invisible motorbike.
It's a little cartoon frog,
It's
Wait, I
shit.
do think I remember that.
and he's naked.
He's naked. He's got this. Yeah.
He's got a yeah.
But is there anything in the charts that comes on the radio and you think, oh, get it
I
off?
don't listen to, like, I listen to what I want to listen to.
It's
So
fair.
I really just go, if I don't like something, I immediately skip. I don't even look at what it is, to be honest.
In which
I'm not,
case,
and
go on.
I'm not really a big hater, or like if I don't like something, I just completely disassociate from that type of music, and I can't even name like Sertanejo Universitário. I can only name you the genre. I can't even name a specific song. It's just like anything in that genre.
In which case, to try and save this set list of two songs being so horrendous, what song would you pick to turn the whole gig around and make it something that's absolutely incredible?
Well, I guess I'm gonna say.
McFly.
No, I actually was thinking about the Bulletproof Love because I was thinking about the one song that I picked in that previous game. I feel like that could really help.
Nice.
But then obviously anything from McFly. I'm just trying to be more specific, but
There it
yeah.
is.
You can't really hate any McFly songs.
I think they're too fun to
Mm.
hate.
Yeah,
You know, five colours in her hair is
obviously.
obviously
What a banger.
I love
out of
obviously.
my league.
And one of my favourites is probably a bit of a cliche from McFly is Yesterday. What is that?
All About You.
All About You. What a banger.
Yeah, that's
It
my
is.
favorite.
Yeah.
What do they close on?
I think it was Five Colors in Her Hair, yeah.
It was their first single over here,
Mm.
wasn't it? So yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense, I guess.
And then there was like confetti shooting out.
I do love a stadium show where they're shooting out confetti. Bowling for Soup did it the other night when I went to see Bowling for
I
Soup.
would love to see Bowling for Soup live too. I was obsessed with them in like middle school.
Did we see those
And
somewhere
Wheatus were there
else?
as well.
Slam Dunk? Did they play?
Yeah, we saw them at
Is he
Slam
quite-
Dunk. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
But again, like Slam Dunk, these bands is it's like a bit of an emo festival over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. She's
But
not
we
gonna-
go and it's, everyone our age and older. There's no one really ever younger than us. But it's just like you said, taking you back to those times from school,
Yeah.
your best
Nostalgia,
mates.
yeah.
Yeah. And you can't beat that.
You
Yeah, because it's what it was for our parents. For like our parents listened to the old music from when they were young, but I think it just because it's what we talked about how music just transports you somewhere else, and it really does transport me to a time where life was so easy and fun and like carefree.
Our best days.
have you been to when we were young at all?
No,
No, it's something that I'd
I'm
love
actually not super big on festivals.
to. Okay.
I went to Warp Tour, the last Warp Tour. That was a dream. But like festivals nowadays, like when we were young, they're just super expensive, and generally like there's too many people when you're too far away, and then like I'm five I'm okay, you do centimeters, right? I'm 153 centimeters tall. I'm very short.
Do you know what that
So
is in
I
foot?
can't.
Because I do foot more than
Oh, you
centimeters.
do foot
Yeah.
5 feet tall. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like I don't like. Well, I either have to be in the very front or like super far away that I can't see it. And then festivals, I feel like a lot of the time you're just seeing it through the screen on the side or like stadiums. I prefer smaller shows. So like we're not when we were Young Fest sounds great, but then it's so expensive. Like when I went to Warp Tour in 2018, the last like Warp Tour before it's coming back now, I think I paid like $50. So it was awesome because, you know, I got to see a lot of my favorite bands, but like for $50, and now it's like paying like sometimes $400 for a festival ticket. It's just it's just out of my budget, so I guess it's just like hard for me to enjoy because I'm like, oh, I'm paying like so much money to be here, and then I'm paying like $30 for a slice of pizza, and that makes it really hard to enjoy when I can't even be close and like actually see them.
Yeah. I think one that I'd love to do, and again, it costs so much, but I just feel like the experience would be so different. Is the Emo's Not Dead cruise?
Oh my, that would be awesome. Like, I think I get very seasick though. So I've never been on a cruise. I'm very scared of going on one of those. Just what if I feel super sick? But I think that kind of like more enclosed kind of space just makes it feel more like more connection to me, which I enjoy more.
I hear that. I always fancied, that I think as you progress over 30 years of age, a festival becomes less and less appealing. If it was an unreal lineup, and
Exactly.
you know, but when you're younger, you
Yeah, when I was 20, I loved it. Now, like I said, I'm 31 and I'm just like, I don't like sitting in the sun, sweating, not being able to listen or see them properly. Like, I would rather do something else.
it's always raining here. We're desperate for a bit of sun, aren't we?
Yeah.
And
Although
like,
the
like
last two
Reading, I've been
years,
washed out.
yeah, that's
How
horrible when
many
it's muddy.
Glastonbury's get
If it
washed out?
wasn't so expensive, it would be more enjoyable to me too. I guess. But I guess it's all a matter of budget, right? If budget wasn't a problem for me, then I could easily enjoy it. But when I have to worry so much about this juice, literal juice, no alcohol, costs $40, maybe it's not that enjoyable. Like not $40 enjoyable.
$40 is a
You feel
lot.
scammed as well. It knocks you back a bit, and you think, "Oh, fuck this."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you know how much hoodies were at Bowling for Soup? Wheatus hoodies as well, not even Bowling for Soup
Go
hoodies.
on.
£70, so like $90 for a hoodie,
Yeah.
and it's just like that's a
It's
lot of
mad,
money. It
isn't it?
used to be like I remember back in the day when it was £40, so like $50,
Mm.
and it's just not. It doesn't translate
It's
anymore.
just
Like I don't.
hard because we know too that a lot of the money is not going to the artists too, and that most of the artist money is coming from merch and all of that, and it's just hard. It's just hard for everyone because then the artist is not making enough from even from these higher prices, and for us it's just so hard. At least for me, in the position I'm in right now, it's just so hard to be able to just afford to go to these big shows and stuff. Like I know I'll never see Taylor Swift live. I would love to, but I'm not paying thousands of dollars for that. It's crazy.
But it takes the shine off it. Like Oasis getting back together over here and doing this huge tour, but they didn't tell people that the ticket prices were going to go through the roof. So you're on the website, you've queued for like 4 or 5 hours in this queue just to get on the site, and they're coming up for £1,000 plus.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, do you know what? Fuck off. Sorry,
Yeah. It's
but it
not
takes the
like
shine off it, you know.
if I didn't have to worry about money, like if $1,000 was nothing to me, sure. However, that's like a lot. I have to work a lot of hours to make that money. So
The people that can afford 1,000, 2,000 to see Taylor Swift or Oasis, like what is the caliber of the crowd? It's a specific type of person. It's not that
Mm.
every sort of the working man that can go.
oh yeah. I mean, in the US, people get into debt very easily too. So I think a lot of people are just also going into debt to do this. But like, yeah, it is kind of like elitist a little bit to just like these prices through the roof is just, I don't know, like I being someone who grew up not having money, like, right, daughter of an immigrant, and just like in the countryside of Brazil, I just really appreciate making things affordable for my fans and like artists that make things affordable as well to you. I don't know.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some bands definitely get on that. Like we have the problem with touts here. You know, they buy all the tickets and sell them for 10 times
Yeah,
the
I
price.
think the big problem is the resellers. Like even
Mm,
for these thousands of dollars tickets, like a lot of time it's not the artist, it's like Ticketmaster or, or something like that.
mm.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to battle that, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're
I,
trying to do things.
I
Yeah.
saw one recently. I don't know who it was. Someone quite random, but they would like not sell the front row, and then anyone that had like the worst seats, they would give those to them. It's like the real fans with less money would then get the
Yeah.
golden circle, if you like. So I like that. Yumi at Six did something as well. Maybe selling direct, so you couldn't go through a tout. Something needs to happen though.
Does.
Yeah.
You know,
It does. Right. Are we?
headline
We're
acting.
headline act. We're at the headline act.
Well, obviously McFly,
It
like
is
there's
obviously.
no
Obviously, sorry, had to.
So we've got McFly as your headline act
Yeah, obviously
in
there's yeah.
in your backyard with Busted
And light
And
and
lights.
lights. Yeah.
lights.
Amazing.
This is a good gig.
This is. But we have before we get onto McFly's encore song, you have the ability for a special guest to come on the stage and join McFly for one song before the encore. So, who are you picking?
So I don't know if you saw this. They released a song a while back with a Brazilian band called Fresno, like an emo Brazilian band, and they're singing both in English and in Portuguese, and it's called "Broken by You." So would it be Fresno coming to sing "Broken by You" with McFly?
Wicked.
This is a great shout.
Yeah,
I
this is
didn't know
gonna be.
that. That's amazing. Oh, okay, awesome.
And
Fresno, did you say?
Yeah, it's like Fresno. Yeah.
right, we'll check that out as well.
Amazing.
And what would be your encore song, McFly's encore song to close the night?
Final song of your whole dream concert.
Silence is a scary sound.
It is. Great song.
I want tickets to this gig, man.
This is one of the best gigs that we've done.
You can be one of the friends in the crowd. You can be one of the
Thank
friends in
you.
the crowd.
Come. Awesome.
I can picture it, and it's so refreshing to not hear. Oh, it would be at Wembley or
The O2 Arena, and it'll
these
be
huge venues, you know.
Metallica, and
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh my god, being in line for a show is like a nightmare. I would never choose that. It stresses me out having to fight for a spot, get there at 7 a.m. Fight for a spot in the very front is not worth.
what are those gigs? It's definitely metal related, but have you seen when the dancing's basically just there's moshing and then it's like this whole like windmill
That's
punching
moshing.
and kicking. Fuck that, mate. How are people putting
It's a
up
form
with
of moshing, isn't it?
that?
Where
If
they're
people
just like,
stand on my shoes, I'm like, oh god.
Oh my god, it's the age. I'm there too. Like I used to enjoy that when I was young, and I'm just like, nah, maybe like don't punch me
Yeah.
while we're trying to watch a show. Like,
exactly. I didn't ask for a black eye.
No,
yeah.
we'll have those at Slam Dunk, I'm sure.
Well-
Are we doing these?
We will be in a sec, but I just wanted to say congratulations. You've completed your dream concert
Thank you.
with the Encore Club, so we really appreciate that. We've got a few more questions before we start to kind of wrap up a little bit. So these are kind of would you rather questions. Did you want to go first?
All right, you ready?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Would you rather only ever see bands live or only ever listen to music on Spotify?
Live. Easy.
It's not a hard question, that one.
I didn't write it before you
You
started
didn't.
getting at me.
I know. And you're looking at me because I did. But I didn't write this.
You're like, shit question, Josh.
I know, yeah.
Sorry for that.
Josh,
Aryy.
that was terrible, mate. What were you thinking?
Live all day long.
Let's try another one.
Wait, when you get to 40, that will change.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
I'll listen to the live version on Spotify.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, I just like really, really enjoy live shows. And I don't know, seeing my dad I used to always bring my dad to shows with me too. Like he came with me to a Sleeping with Sirens show in São Paulo once and just like hearing him scream and all of that. I'm just like, that's a vibe. If my old man still likes it. Maybe I still will too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Okay, so I'm gonna base my next would you rather on going to a live show then. Would you rather be stuck at the very front in the front row, but you're being squashed against the barriers?
Yes.
Before I even ask the next bit,
Okay, wait. Unless I'm in the front of that, or no, I wouldn't even want to be on the back of the stage. I like to be in the very front. You can squish me, whatever, however you want. I want to be in the very front so I can see everything clearly.
perfect. I'm not even gonna finish that sentence then.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you know what? I personally think that I'd probably pick the exact same answer there because
100%.
my thing is if you've got the barrier in front of you, you're never getting that squished. Like you can push yourself back a little bit,
You
give
can
yourself a bit.
breathe. Like,
Exactly.
because if you're in the second, you already can't breathe as much. But in the very front, you can breathe.
That's true.
That's very true. Okay, well, on that note, you have made it through the entire podcast. You've done it. You're an official member of the Encore Club. Thank you so much for joining us. You
Aryy.
smashed it. That was a really great episode. And I guess what comes next is if you've got anything to plug, anything to push, any new releases coming up, or if you want to talk about any releases that have just come out or anything like that, then go ahead. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Well, I just wanted to thank you guys. I had a really nice time. I didn't even notice like the time go by, honestly. Thank you so much for having me. And I guess, well, I have the new song out with McGuire, IFIUA, or I fucked it up again. And I don't have any releases coming up that I can share yet, but I'm very excited about this last one. I want to be doing more collabs, so I'm very excited that this one with my friend McGuire actually came out. And I'm just, yeah, I had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Amazing.
coming on.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a really great episode for us. We've really enjoyed it. I mean, you can probably tell we've been kind of joining in with a lot of the questions with you as well. So we really appreciate you coming on and taking the time because obviously you're all the way in LA and we're in England and it's
But thank you guys for making the time too. It's a crazy time difference. What time is it there now?
We're on
6:45.
6:45. So what's
Yeah.
that for you?
Okay, it's not so bad. Yeah,
What's the time for you?
10:43 a.m. We've been here a while. We've talked.
We've done
Yeah.
quite.
How long
This
have we
is
been on? Couple
1 hour
hours.
and 42 minutes.
Yeah,
That's normally a two-person episode. Normally we have like if we have a band on, we have two guests from the band join us, and that tends to be the length of time it takes for them to do it. But I guess when you really get into an episode, it's easier to just chat.
I talk a lot. Sorry.
Good.
Good
No,
luck editing.
exactly what we want from a podcast. So thank you so much. Um, and to everyone watching at home or listening at home, thank you so much for joining us. This has been another amazing episode of the Uncle Club. We've had a fantastic
I
time. I
reckon
don't
this
know what
was
I
my
was going to say.
favourite so far.
100%.
Aw,
100%. That was really
thank
good.
you guys.
So hopefully have you back in the future in a later season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully when we meet again, we're all in like McFly busted lights concert in the backyard.
If we ever get McFly on or busted, we might have to like call you up and say, look, do you want to just drop in on on the
I might
podcast?
pass away, but in the best way possible.
That's
If
fine.
I die, I will die happy in that moment.
We'll have
Oh,
to just
good.
rebuild your dream gig with them as well. So
Yeah.
it could be fun.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Aryy.
guys.
See you
Have a great
soon.
night.